Good midday, YouTube. JT Serenity Farms prepping here. So, it's Monday, the 13th of April. Stimulus checks will be going out anytime now. So, you need to get to the store before all the unprepared sheeple get theirs. Go to the store and hoard everything. There'll be no supplies left. While we are normally prepared and they're not, we've not been selfish when we go to the store. We buy just a few extra things every time we do our regular shopping. They're not going to do that. So at some point it needs to become each man for himself, so to speak. So I would advise getting to the store and buying what you can that doesn't arouse suspicion for those watching you, and not wait to get your check if at all possible. Also buy some seeds. Walmart in my city still has them available on the floor. Buy as many heirloom and non-GMO seeds as you can, and then buy packets of even the GMO seeds. Just remember, when you plant those, you cannot harvest any seeds from the vegetables the GMO seeds grow. Store any extra seeds in paper bags or something dark in a cool, dry place, and they should be good to go for 3, 4, 5 years even. You may lose a little bit of viability if you have 100 seeds. Only half or 3/4 of those seeds may produce, but then you'll have a brand new crop that you can harvest many more and use on a regular yearly basis. Okay, so with that, I drove into the city today because I had heard rumor and experienced last week myself that our Walmart had flipped carts upside down, did the yellow police caution tape, and closed the pharmacy entrance, only left the market one open, and were dictating how many people could go in the store at a time, even though once inside, the store employees and most people weren't wearing any PPE gear that I could see. There was a few, obviously. But, so today when I went down, it was the same thing. There was a person with a laptop keeping track. There was no long line. It was rainy. The parking lot was pretty full. I went in Walmart, walked right in. Both entrances were open today. People all over the place, stocking shelves, doing their thing. The shelves look good. No big crowds. No waiting. Not saying it doesn't happen. Odds are good around the first of the month. I bet when these checks start rolling in, they'll have to do it. And they may limit. I didn't buy any groceries there. I never do. Okay, so the title of this video is this the future? I have a scenario based on what I think is going to happen. So, as an example, a gentleman goes out and gets in his car. It's an even day of the week, so that's his designated day to drive. He gets in his car and he drives down to the local food rationing area. He pulls up to a large fenced-in area manned by armed, uniformed, nondescript, no blue helmets, no insignias, personnel. As he pulls up to the gate, he extends his card, which is verified that it's an even day, and says that he's immune. Then the staff scans his hand for his vaccine tracking chip. He's cleared and drives into the parking area. gets out of his vehicle, which is quite a distance from the actual food rationing area, and walks to a man-sized gate door where are two more armed staff who once again check his ID and hand just in case the military people on the other end made a mistake and he got by. So he passes through that gate with no problem and proceeds into the food rationing area where he must wait in line 10 feet from the person in front of him, 10 feet from the person behind him. There are signs posted everywhere next to the video monitoring devices, aka cameras, that state, no talking, stay in place, do not violate 10-foot spacing, enter here. So he waits his turn and patiently, finally he makes the next round of hand scan and ID check in case the first two checkpoints had failed. You're not allowed to shop in this food rationing area. You just go in and based on your card, you are giving your pre-packaged rations for the week. The man has a family of 5, but maximum rations are for 3. Sucks to be you. So the man is handed his box of food rations and pointed towards the exit door, which is also manned. So he gets scanned again in case he'd gotten over on the other 3 people who tested him. So once outside the door, he sees an elderly woman struggling with her box of rations. The man, after having allowed himself to be chipped and vaccinated, still has some morals and ethics left. He desperately wants to help this woman. But there are signs posted that says, no assisting other residents. Please move to your car. That's it. So he walks by her, giving her a look of, I'm sorry. Gets in his vehicle, drives to the exit gate, and gets scanned again for all the obvious reasons. So he's made it out of the food ration area and he's headed to the gas ration area where he pulls up and gets scanned again. Signs, cameras, do not exit vehicles. Gas will be pumped for you. So apparently he's cleared and gets his ration of 5 gallons. That will last a week because you are only allowed to drive on even days, and it's highly suggested that gas is preserved to be used for food ration and emergency trips only. So he gets his 5 gallons and drives away. About a mile from his house, he sees a vehicle pulled over on the side of the road, all 4 doors open. A young lady standing on the side of the road in tears while 3 masked hoodlums are ransacking her vehicle. Obviously, if she's on the road, it's her day. They're going to steal her food rations, may rape and kill her. The man is pulling up on them. They see him. He's a safe distance away. Another decision to make. He knows what he should do. He's already chose to be a sheeple once at the food ration area, and he chooses again and turns onto an alternate road, thinking of his wife and 3 children waiting at home for food. Tough decision. He hasn't driven a couple hundred yards, and all of a sudden he sees a drone fly very low over his vehicle. Within minutes, a car with flashing lights pulls up behind him and pulls him over to the side of the road. The man dutifully pulls over, rolls down his window, and sticks his hand out with the card. Two military-type individuals approach the vehicle, one on each side, and the person on the driver's side scans a card, scans the hand, and asks where the man is going. The man says, "I've just come from the food and gas ration area, and I'm headed home." The man states, "You are not on your authorized route for that trip. Why are you not on your authorized route as prescribed in your set of rules?" The man explains what he saw and why he decided to take an alternate route. The military type individual doesn't really care, but states, "We'll have someone check into that. You should have stayed where you were and waited for help to arrive." The man thinks about saying something and decides against it, knowing that the NWO words are the law. The military type individual informs the man that he will lose 5 credit points for deviating from his approved route to and from his home. Gives him back his card and tells him to get home. So the man drives on, now despondent over losing 5 credit points, which means there will be food rationed from his already meager rations. As he pulls in his driveway, he doesn't see children running, laughing, playing, singing. He hears no sounds of joy and happiness. He sees 3 children sitting on the front porch with 2 5-gallon pails as the first child washes the clothes in the first bucket, hands them to the second child who rinses them, and hands them to the third child who's hanging them on tree limbs to dry. The children are not smiling, laughing, or even talking amongst themselves. Their hair is longer and disheveled, and they look like they may be on diets. As the man gets out of his car and grabs the box of groceries, he sees his wife walking out of the woods with an armful of sticks and twigs for their government-approved small wood stove. They're not allowed to cut any wood for their heat because the Green New Deal that was implemented upon the collapse doesn't allow trees to be used for anything because they have a heartbeat now, and it's about the planet, not the people. So they all go inside to divide up the rations into 3 meals per day for the next week, and then put them in the cupboard for storage because there are no electronic devices such as refrigerators allowed in the homes as per the NWO guidelines. As the man is placing the food in the cupboard, he glances up to the corner and sees the audio video recording device, which is in all government homes now. And the home is a government home because upon the collapse, everyone lost their homes or couldn't pay a mortgage or the taxes on the home they already owned, and the government, out of the goodness of their heart, took over all homes and is allowing the residents to remain there for upkeep, and so they don't have to house them. So the children go back outside to finish their laundry duties, and the man catches his wife as she gets ready to go outside and tells her what happened and the loss of the 5 credit points off the man's credit score for deviating from his authorized route. The woman is clearly upset and shaken and hurries out of the home, not wanting the camera to see her tears. I'm sure they would use that in some way, shape, or manner against the family when needed. So that evening they sit down for their cold meal in silence. You don't talk inside your home if at all possible, because Big Brother is listening and watching. At 7:30 p.m. they decide they should get ready for bed, and they all climb into the big large bed for warmth and just to be together. At 8 p.m. the lights go off all by themselves. The government controls any electricity to all homes. It's on from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Any violations of rules resulting in a bad enough credit score hit will have portions of your electric taken away along with your credit score points. That is where I believe we're headed, folks. Already we are seeing and hearing daily reports of tyrannical socialist mayors and governors in libtard-run states denying the sale of seeds, banning the sale of the American flag, and moving from one residence to another for fear of arrest, even if it's your own second home or vacation or camp. Checkpoints are coming soon. The deep state, Fauci and Bricks are really plugging that vaccine because they're part of the Bill Gates Foundation. They belong to the WHO. I am trying to keep what faith I have left in the president and that he knows what he's doing. He hasn't called me and clued me in on his entire agenda for the deep state. I'm hoping that he knows what he's doing. But I fear we are well on the way to that scenario that I just detailed. I just don't understand why people are not rising up and demanding their freedoms and their rights and their country back. I mean, I get why some aren't doing it, but I don't get why it's not happening at the same time. I am just one man. I cannot do it by myself. I think there's probably tens of thousands, if not a lot more of us, sitting doing the same thing. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I know what I want to do. Can we do it? Will we do it? Give me a like, give me a dislike, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right. We have got to do something. This cannot go on any longer. So, for now, JT signing off.